Good morning, everyone. I want you to take a moment and think about time. How often do we stop and consider its true value? We tend to think we have all the time in the world. We say to ourselves, tomorrow I'll start, next year I'll be ready. But the truth is, none of us knows how much time we actually have. So why waste a single moment? Embrace the urgency of now. Every minute that passes is a chance we'll never get back. I want you to hear this deep within your spirit. The time is now. Not tomorrow, not later. Whatever dream, whatever goal, whatever thing you've been putting off because you're scared or uncertain, now is the time to act. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because there's no such thing. The only perfect moment is the one you're in right now. Focus on growth, not distractions. It's so easy to get caught up in the things that don't matter. Scrolling endlessly through social media, engaging in conversations that drain your energy, worrying about what others think of you, those things are distractions. And every time you give in to them, you're taking away from the time you could be investing in yourself. I want you to make a decision today to focus on what fills you up. What brings you closer to your purpose? What makes you feel alive? That's where your time belongs. Recognize the power of choice. Each of us has the power to choose how we spend our time. Every day you make decisions that either bring you closer to your vision or pull you away from it. You can choose to spend hours worrying, doubting, and waiting. Or you can choose to take even the smallest step toward what you want. It may be a hard choice, but it's your choice. And your future will be shaped by what you do with your time today. So I leave you with this: don't waste your time. Don't waste it on fear, doubt, or distractions. You are worth so much more than that. Your dreams, your growth, your potential, they all deserve your time. Use it wisely. Because once it's gone, you can never get it back. I want you to think about something for a moment. How often have you told yourself, I'll get to that tomorrow, or I'll take that step next week? It's so easy, isn't it, to believe that we have all the time in the world, that there will always be another chance, another day, another opportunity to begin what we know we should have started already. But here's the truth that we often don't want to face: time doesn't wait for us. Life doesn't wait for us. And every day that we let pass without taking action is a day we never get back. It's a hard truth, but one we must grasp if we want to live fully, with purpose. There is a power, an urgency in the present moment that so many of us overlook. We tell ourselves that we'll start living the life we want when certain conditions are met, when we feel ready, when the timing is right, when all the stars align. But I'm here to tell you that waiting for that perfect moment is an illusion. The perfect moment will never come, because life is happening right now. The present moment is all we truly have. Think about the dreams you've tucked away, the ideas you've shelved, and the goals you've postponed. Now ask yourself, what's really holding you back from pursuing them right now? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Whatever it is, it's costing you time. And time, my friends, is a gift that we don't get to exchange or replenish. I want you to feel the urgency of your own life. There's no room for hesitation when it comes to your dreams. Too often we allow ourselves to drift in the comfort of someday, but someday doesn't exist. There's only today, right now. Every second is a choice to move forward, to act, to make progress, or to stay stuck. And staying stuck, that's a choice too, one that will rob you of the future you deserve. I know it's not always easy. I know that taking that first step can feel overwhelming. But here's the beauty of embracing the present. Once you begin, momentum takes over. Once you commit to acting now, you'll discover a strength and resilience you didn't know you had. The path starts to reveal itself. You don't have to know the whole plan, but you do have to take the first step today. There is urgency because life is precious. There's no guarantee of what tomorrow will bring. We've all seen how quickly things can change one moment. Everything seems stable, and the next, the entire world shifts. So why not live fully right now? Why not give everything you've got to the moment you're in? Every delay, every excuse, every moment of waiting is time slipping through your fingers. And one day you'll look back, not on the things you did, but on the things you didn't do. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to live a life filled with what ifs. And if onlys, I want you to live a life that, when you look back, you can say with pride, I gave it everything I had when I had it. Time is calling on you to act. It's calling on you to live with intention, to rise to your potential, to become the person you are meant to be. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for someone else's approval. Don't wait until you feel ready. The truth is, you'll never feel fully ready. You'll never have all the answers. But you don't need them. What you need is the courage to act now, in this moment. Because that's where your power lies. This very moment is filled with possibility. It's filled with the potential to change everything. But you have to step into it. You have to embrace it. You have to realize that this moment is the most valuable thing you own. And it's slipping away with every heartbeat. So what are you going to do with it? Will you let it slip by? Or will you seize it with both hands and run toward your dreams, your goals, and your purpose? Don't waste another second. The time is now. How do you feel about this version? It adds depth to the urgency and really emphasizes the importance of taking immediate action. We live in a world filled with distractions. Everywhere we turn, there's something demanding our attention, be it our phones, social media, endless news cycles, or the opinions of others. And it's so easy to get caught up in it all, isn't it? To let hours slip away while we're chasing things that don't really serve us, that don't move us any closer to our goals or who we want to become. But here's the thing, the path to your growth, to becoming the best version of yourself, requires focus. It requires intentionality. And it requires that you make a conscious decision every single day to prioritize what truly matters. Distractions, they're always going to be there. They don't go away. But your power lies in your ability to choose where you place your energy. Ask yourself, what are the things in your life that are pulling you away from your growth? What are the habits, the people, the thoughts that are keeping you from stepping fully into your potential? It might be hard to admit, but sometimes the things we spend most of our time on are the very things that are keeping us stuck. We numb ourselves with distractions because it's easier than facing the discomfort of growth. Growth requires us to stretch, to challenge ourselves, to leave behind what's familiar. And that can feel overwhelming. But here's the truth, growth and comfort don't coexist. You can't stay in your comfort zone and expect to evolve into the person you're meant to be. It's just not possible. Growth is uncomfortable. It's challenging. It forces you to confront parts of yourself that you'd rather ignore. But it's also the most rewarding journey you'll ever take. And if you want to experience that, you have to be willing to let go of the distractions that are holding you back. Think about the things in your life that truly nourish your spirit, that make you feel alive, that bring you closer to your purpose. Those are the things that deserve your time and attention. But too often we give our energy to what's easy, what's mindless. We fill our time with scrolling through social media, engaging in meaningless conversations, or getting caught up in drama that doesn't even concern us. And for what? At the end of the day, what have we gained? Nothing but wasted time. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to cut out distractions. We're all human, and we all have moments where we lose focus. But the key is to recognize when it's happening. The key is to be aware of when you're spending your time on things that don't serve you, and then make the decision to refocus on what does. Think about the time and energy you've given to things that didn't matter in the grand scheme of your life. How much further along could you be in your journey if you had used that time differently? And I don't ask this to make you feel regret, but to help you realize that you have the power to change it right now. Every moment is an opportunity to choose differently, to choose better. Your growth is too important to be put on hold for distractions. Your dreams, your goals, your potential, they all deserve your full attention. They deserve your focus. And you deserve to see just how far you can go when you give yourself fully to your own growth. But it requires discipline. It requires that you be willing to say no to the things that don't align with where you're trying to go. It requires that you be honest with yourself about what's helping you and what's holding you back. And sometimes that means making hard choices. It means letting go of habits, environments, or even people who aren't contributing to your growth. That's not easy, but it's necessary if you want to move forward. And here's something important: your growth doesn't have to be loud or grand. Sometimes growth happens in the quiet, in the small, consistent steps you take every day. It happens in the moments where you choose to focus on what matters, even when distractions are calling your name. It happens when you decide that your future, your potential, is worth more than whatever is pulling you away from it. Distractions might give you temporary relief, but growth will give you lasting fulfillment. The things that distract you may offer a quick escape, but they will never fill the space inside you that's yearning for more. Only growth can do that. Only focusing on what truly matters can fill that space. So I encourage you to take a step back and evaluate your life. What are the things that are feeding your growth? And what are the things that are draining it? Be honest with yourself, because the truth is, you know the answer. You already know what you need to do. The question is, are you willing to make the choice to focus on your growth, even when it's uncomfortable? Are you willing to let go of the distractions that have been holding you back? You have the power to direct your time and energy. You have the power to choose growth over distractions. And when you make that choice consistently, over time, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. You'll see that every time you chose growth, you were choosing yourself. You were choosing your future. You were choosing to become the person you were always meant to be. So don't waste your time on distractions. Don't give away your energy to things that don't serve you. Focus on your growth, because that's where your greatness lies. This version dives deep into how distractions can subtly sabotage progress and emphasizes the power of intentionality and discipline in personal growth. Does this resonate with the direction you're aiming for? Every single day, whether we realize it or not, we are making choices. From the moment we wake up, throughout every hour of our day, life presents us with countless decisions. And here's something we sometimes overlook: our lives, the direction we're heading, and the people we become are shaped by those very choices. Think about that for a second. You hold the power to steer your own life. In fact, it's one of the most profound truths we have as human beings. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you've been through, no matter the challenges or the circumstances surrounding you, you have the power of choice. And that power is limitless. But here's where it gets tricky too often. We give that power away. We let our choices be dictated by fear, by the opinions of others, by old habits that no longer serve us. And when we do that, we're not really living. We're reacting. We're moving through life on autopilot, thinking that we don't have control over where we're going. But nothing could be further from the truth. You see, every moment of your life is filled with the power to choose differently, to choose better. It's easy to feel stuck, to believe that life is happening to us, but in reality, life is responding to the choices we make. Think about that for a moment. Your future, your dreams, your happiness, they are all being shaped by the choices you make today. Not tomorrow, not next year, but right now in this very moment. The beautiful thing about choice is that it's always available to us. Even in the moments where we feel powerless or overwhelmed, we can choose how we respond. We can choose what we focus on. We can choose what we give our energy to. No matter how difficult things might seem, there's always a choice available to us that can move us closer to who we want to be. But here's the thing: we often don't realize how much power we have. We underestimate ourselves. We think we have to accept things as they are. We think we don't have a say in how our lives unfold. We tell ourselves, this is just the way it is, or I'll never be able to change that. But every time we say that, we are giving away our power. We are surrendering our ability to make choices that could transform our lives. Think about the choices you've made that have shaped who you are today, both the good and the bad. Every decision, every step you've taken has brought you to this moment. And if you don't like where you are, if you don't feel aligned with your purpose or your potential, that's okay, because you have the power to choose again. You always have the power to choose again. It's never too late. You're never too far off course. There is no mistake you've made, no wrong turn you've taken that can't be corrected with a new choice. And that's what's so empowering. The life you want, the person you want to become, is only ever one decision away. But in order to harness the power of choice, you have to be intentional. You have to stop, reflect, and ask yourself, am I choosing what's best for me so often? We make choices out of habit. We make choices based on what's comfortable, what's familiar, or what's expected of us. We choose to stay in situations, relationships, or mindsets that don't serve us because it's easier than stepping into the unknown. But growth, change, and fulfillment all require us to make brave choices. They require us to choose ourselves. They require us to recognize that we are worthy of a life that aligns with our deepest desires. And that kind of life doesn't just happen, it's built choice by choice. Sometimes those choices will feel small. It might be choosing to believe in yourself when doubt is telling you otherwise. It might be choosing to take a single step toward a goal that feels too big. It might be choosing to let go of something that's no longer working, even if it's painful. And sometimes those choices will be monumental. They'll require you to break free from patterns that have kept you stuck for years. They'll ask you to trust in your own power, even when you're scared. But every choice, no matter how big or small, is a step in creating the life you want. And let me tell you this, your choices are your freedom. They are your opportunity to claim the life you deserve. When you start to choose with intention, when you start to prioritize your growth, your peace, and your happiness, everything changes. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. You have to understand that every day you get a fresh start. You get to wake up and decide, what kind of life do I want to live today? You get to choose how you show up in the world, how you respond to challenges, and what you give your energy to. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to settle. You don't have to wait for things to change on their own. You can choose to change them. Now, that doesn't mean the journey will always be smooth. There will be moments where you doubt yourself, moments where you question whether you're making the right choices. But that's part of the process. What matters is that you keep choosing, that you keep showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. Because every time you choose to step forward, you're building the life you've always wanted. So I ask you today, what choices are you making? Are they bringing you closer to your dreams, or are they keeping you stuck? Are you choosing based on fear, or are you choosing based on faith in your own potential? Are you making decisions that reflect who you truly are, or are you letting others choose for you? Recognize the power that is already in your hands. You don't need permission. You don't need validation from anyone else. Your life is yours to shape, and your choices are the tools that will carve out your path. Don't give that power away. Don't underestimate it. Embrace it. Because the life you want, the person you want to become, it's all within your reach. And it starts with one choice, one decision, one moment where you decide that your future is worth everything. So choose. Choose wisely. Choose bravely. Choose why.